well-known CEOs in the world. I just got this message from David basically saying, hey, do you want to be part of the breaking news now? We are going to be able to reveal some awesome breaking news on the show tonight. So thank you so much, David, for sending me that. In full disclosure, I do have a bit of a relationship with David. I'm not getting paid to reveal this news or anything like that, but I do have a bit of a relationship with him. I have talked to him some in the past online. And so thank you so much, David, though, for choosing to do that. Of course, I said, yes, I like the sound of that. So now we have the opportunity to reveal something awesome here tonight. And the reason why we're about to reveal is so important is because, take a look at this. Articles like this are starting to come out, and we're going to have to go ahead and play the roast music a little bit early tonight. It is time to get the first roast underway way too early than we should have to, but here we go. Take a look at this, and this is why the news is so important. How Dogecoin is like a Cabbage Patch doll. Let me go ahead and play this. Of course, we are now seeing some big mainstream articles like this saying, Dogecoin, it's not a real cryptocurrency, it's like a Cabbage Patch doll. Well, here is why that's not only silly, but it's completely and totally ridiculous. You can see, look at that, it makes sense. Someone like that, someone who looks super serious, of course they don't understand it, of course they don't get it. So not only is it ridiculous to say a silly thing like that and make the comparison, the argument that Dogecoin is not a real crypto, not only have Cabbage Patch Kids gone up like crazy, they're worth a fortune now. So not only is he extremely wrong when it comes to them being worth a fortune now, boom, there's already one big hole in his argument. But then the other thing is, he basically compared it to Ethereum. He compared Dogecoin to Ethereum. And this just goes to show you, and you'll understand why I'm telling you this in 1 second. You'll understand it, because this ties in directly with the big news of the night tonight. As you can see, so value transacted in the last 24 hours with Dogecoin is 2.78 billion, and the transaction fee is still staying around that dollar area. Funny Mike, welcome, says Doge Air, forever holding from Funny Mike. I love to see it. Funny Mike making some bank lately from Dogecoin, which is awesome to see. He deserves it. Funny Mike has believed in it since the beginning. So shout out to you, and thank you so much for the chat. As we see, 114 average transaction fee for Dogecoin. You compare that. So in the article where they talked about Cabbage Patch Kids, it's not a real crypto. Look at this. So they talked about Ethereum in there, and they said basically Dogecoin is not Ethereum. Dogecoin will never be so serious like Ethereum. I like Ethereum too, by the way. I own Ethereum. And look at this though. The Ethereum average transaction fee is $32. So 32 compared to $1. And of course, we do have to factor in the amount of value transacted, but it's only approximately maybe a little bit more than 2 times higher. And yet it's 30 times higher. Or yeah, approximately 30 times higher. So that's way higher of a fee than what we're seeing with Dogecoin. So right off the bat, we can see this is completely and totally off base with that article. Of course, it's coming from one of the mainstream sources here. They don't get it. They're never going to get it. They're never going to understand unless we actually are pressing like on videos like this and getting the news out, getting the information out that people need to see. Also, thoughts about whale dumping 1 million every 15 minutes. Yes, we'll look into that in 1 second. Hey, Matt, just got out of surgery. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on and joining. I hope you recover nicely, recover well. Look at Snoop Dogg's Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. That was great. And thank you so much for the chat as well, Rusco. As we continue to see, so let's go ahead and get to the big breaking news of the night. This is definitely exciting to be talking about, and I'm explaining exactly why this is so important. So if you don't know who David is, this right here is David. And he basically owns a pretty dang big company called, it's a little bit more than that, but it's Pack Protocol. He's the CEO of Pack Protocol. And so to see what he's doing is definitely an important thing to be looking at. But you can see, so he sent me this message, hey, you want to be part of the breaking news? I said, yes, I like the sound of that. And the official breaking news is, take a look. Pack just announced nodes for Doge, which is fantastic. And the reason why this is such a big deal is because we're seeing more and more big companies. So thank you so much, David, for sending me this information. You're not going to want to not be subscribed to this channel. Subscribe with notifications on, definitely very much worth it. Because not only are we covering news here, we now have some big breaking news stories as well. So this is awesome to see. It's so free publicity right there for Pack. That's cool. Pack Protocol. And not only that, but this is why this is going to be way bigger of a deal than a lot of people can even realize. Because right now, you see, this is why it ties directly into what I was just showing you. You can see right now, the average transaction fee of 114, that's already so low compared to Ethereum. That's already a great average transaction fee. But with more nodes running from companies like Pack, with more nodes like that, with more companies coming on board, it's going to get even better. We're going to see even faster speeds. We're going to see even better transaction fees. All of that is going to only get better. So right now, Dogecoin's already one of the top cryptos. And that is why this is such a big breaking news announcement. That is why it's so awesome to see David coming in and revealing it and letting us do the big breaking news on the show. So thank you once again, David, for that. But that's just awesome to see. And of course, just to clarify, so I did actually, I'll go and show you the DM real quick here. I did actually I did clarify with him that it was okay if I told everyone about the news, and I did clarify and make sure it was okay that I told everyone that he sent me the DM about it. So I made sure that was okay first. Meaning that if you have some big breaking news and you want to tell me, you want to put it on the show, if you don't want to reveal who you are, you don't necessarily have to. Typically speaking, we do want transparency, and I'm not going to just reveal news unless it has credibility behind it. But that said, if you're a big CEO or if you just want to reveal something and you don't want to say you told me, you can do that. I will still help you out there with a reveal if it's good and positive news that people need to hear. Or even if it's negative news too, I'll still do it. Shout out to you, Matt. I have a new pair of shoes being released. Some of you can bet they were bought with Doge. You would love them. Revealed clue, they are inspired from Doge to the moon, from Dogeverse. That's awesome to see. So thank you so much, Dogeverse, for the chat. Also, WDRB News in Louisville, they're now going to accept Doge. Oh, I see. That's awesome. So a law firm, Louisville KY law firm, is now going to accept Doge as payments. So there we go. If you want to sue someone, or if you want to get protected by a law firm, I don't know, what kind of law do they do? I guess it just depends on that. But whatever you want, if you need a lawyer, there we go. Now you can buy one with Doge apparently now. That's awesome. That seriously is so cool. As we're seeing articles like this coming out. Dogecoin has no fan in Novogratz, but here is why even the Bitcoin bull won't short it. He gets a lot of attention in the media. He is a pretty big Bitcoin bull, and he won't short Dogecoin. Why? Because of the community behind it, because of the support behind it. Dogecoin is proving right now to be one of the currently safest cryptos at the top there. It doesn't mean it's going to stay that way forever. It can go down. I want to be very clear about that. But I believe right now the chances of it going up are so much higher than the chances of it going down. That's not even close. With more nodes coming out and helping the transaction fees get even better. Right now, Dogecoin is one of the most underrated cryptos. And this news tonight, the big breaking news, helps to show why it's so underrated and why it can only get better from here. Also, with Elon Musk's supercomputer, it can go even better than that. So there's so many big things to be looking forward to in terms of that. Basically, nodes are what helps to facilitate the transactions. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably make a video in the future going into more detail on that. For sure, we'll do that. Look at that. We're already up to 4,630 viewers this fast. That's insane. Think about how crazy it is. This channel is growing unbelievably fast. We're seeing a ton of new people coming in, and the reason why is because of likes, because of shares, because of comments, because of Twitter. All of that together is making this community grow like crazy, and more people are starting to learn how amazing Dogecoin is. Dogecoin used to be a joke in most people's minds. Now it's starting to change some as people start to see that Dogecoin is not only a legitimately good cryptocurrency, but it has by far the best community behind it. So make sure, by the way, you're going down there and pressing like. I know you actually got to do a little bit of work. It takes some effort. You got to go down there, but everyone should just make the screen smaller real quick. If we keep doing that, if we keep putting the energy, Doge is just going to have a ton more attention around it. That's going to be positive, and that's what we want to see, because Dogecoin deserves the positive attention. As we get to the second roast of the night, this one's going to be a little bit more funny. This one's not really a real roast. It's more just for fun, but take a look at this. So this is an actual article title. Someone decided, hey, I'm going to write an entire book for my article title, an entire book, an entire series. You start this, maybe you pick up your breakfast in the morning, you start reading this title, then by the time you finish your breakfast, you're done reading the title. That's how long it is. Like, oh my gosh, how in the world is that even possible? That title right there is longer. It's longer than this dude's fingernails by a good amount. It's way longer. That title right there is longer than the wait at the DMV, and that's saying something. It's longer than the wait at the DMV. As we know, of course, the DMV is a prime example of why we need our own cryptocurrencies. The government, kind of slow. They don't exactly always make the right decisions. They make bad decisions often. So with the government, the DMV is a prime example right there of why we would rather have our own currency than the government right there. But it's true. That title, oh my gosh. If you start walking at the beginning of that title, by the time you finish, you'll have done a full workout. Oh my gosh, what a title. Just reading that is an exercise right there. Just reading it. Like, who did this? Who did it? Apparently it was from someone called Stocks Media. I mean, I don't even want to read it. It's so long. Monurco Mine, developer of Shrucoin, a cryptocurrency that can be purchased online with Visa and MasterCard. All right. Whew. Let me take a couple of breaths here. Need to take a couple of breaths to finish this. Launch a Shrucoin pay platform for online payments that allows merchants to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, EOS. Okay, I'm not even gonna finish it. This is just too long. That's way too long. What an article title there. What an article title. Also, we are seeing, so this overall the theme with this is very, very positive, and most of this live is going to be positive already. But someone said, I sold everything and caught more Doge. Nice from Gain Bangers. Keep in mind though, I say nice simply because I love Dogecoin, but at the same time, is that smart? To be honest, I mean, we do think Dogecoin has a lot of potential, but if you're diversified, then you protect yourself against risk a little bit more. So even in the face of us being extremely bullish on Dogecoin, I still am not going to ever tell anyone that I would never recommend putting all of your money into one thing, no matter what it is. Even though we love Dogecoin, it has a ton of potential. It may be smart to consider diversifying a little bit more, just to be careful, just to be safe, because it can go down if there's bad news or if something crazy happens. So just remember diversification is definitely something Matt endorses big time. Speaking of which, we have seen a few negative articles coming out. Take a look at this. So they're saying Bitcoin could plunge 50% and things seem frothy. And we'll look at the Bitcoin chart in a second here. I think the reasons they say this could be wrong. I don't necessarily think they have an actual point here based on the chart. Then we're also seeing this. JP Morgan analyst believes that Bitcoin needs to regain 60,000 or else it could collapse. And if Bitcoin collapses, that would definitely be terrible for all altcoins. We have seen so much organic support with Dogecoin that maybe, just maybe, Dogecoin could be one of the only ones that's still standing even in the face of a crash. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I would never do that. But I will say right now, I believe Dogecoin has the highest chance to be the one that's left standing of all the cryptocurrencies if a crash does happen with Bitcoin and some other altcoins. I hope so. I certainly hope so. We're not going to be foolish there. We're going to be careful, of course, but I certainly hope that's the case. As we see, so this is the Bitcoin chart over the last 3 months. And so we've seen some very, very bearish articles coming out and some bearish news because of this dip right here. But if you actually look at the chart, you can see. So that's not the first time it's dipped like that. It dipped like that here and it dipped like that here. In fact, this dip was actually bigger. This dip went all the way from around 54,000 all the way to around 45,000. So approximately a $10 or so $1,000 dip there. We've also seen this one here. It went from 60,000 all the way down to 52,000. So another pretty decent sized dip. That's like your grandma going and taking a dip in the pool right there. It's a pretty big dip. It's a pretty big dip. Grandma doesn't go in the pool too often, right? Because grandma, her hair, she doesn't want to get her hair wet. Whatever the reason is, grandma probably's not going in the pool. Grandma went in the pool for that dip. It was a pretty big dip. We're not going to lie. We're not going to lie. It was a pretty big dip. Here though, this dip is actually a little bit smaller. So for this dip, we saw Bitcoin, going from 63,000 approximately down to around that 56,000 range. So not as big as the previous two dips, at least so far, which means that I don't think the chart alone, it's possible a Bitcoin crash could happen if some of the whales sell and it starts to trigger it. But there is support as well for Bitcoin around that $50,000 range. And we know that because some big groups have said so. They said they have plans just to buy into Dogecoin if it does hit that $50,000 area. So we know there's support there, which is why I believe it's still staying up relatively high right now. In the last day, you can kind of see what it's done. It has dipped a little bit more throughout the day, which isn't good overall for cryptocurrency, but I don't necessarily think this is any reason to be alarmed or to be panicked. Right now, it still looks like Bitcoin is something to be bullish on, and it looks like it will go up most likely. When do you think it will start to rise? Here from Rhode Island, from Nick Perez. Keep in mind, we've been covering Dogecoin since that last major spike, and it was staying flat for a few months in a row. And I kept telling people, just be patient. There are big things coming. Just be patient. Dogecoin is about to potentially take over. I tried to be very, very clear. That may take a little bit of time, and it did take a little bit of time. But what we saw with Dogecoin, remarkable. Absolutely remarkable, going up from around 7 cents to over 30 cents currently right now. So it took a few months though. Just remember, we have to be a little bit patient sometimes, but because of all the energy, because of all the amazing people in this community, it may even happen way faster than we are predicting it could happen. And I'm predicting it could take a few months before we see any kind of crazy big spike, or if there's big news that comes out, it could literally happen any second, which is why we're so optimistic right now about Dogecoin. I diversify in stocks. Doge is my one love, though. Poisonous pinups to the moon. Nice. I love it. From Pennsylvania this weekend. Oh, that's pretty cool. The Moon Big Show. I like that. That sounds fun. Still holding and buying the dips to the moon from Silly Willy as well. I like your name. The doggy bandwagon growing like crazy. Love your brother. Great job from Jay Sims. Have you seen Crypto ERI's Dogecoin video today? Well put together, Dogecoin on the moon. P.S. Uncle Sam has a surprise for us. I like that. May 23rd is 4-20 on Mars, according to... That's funny. According to the Darien calendar. I don't know too much about that, but apparently, so 4-20 on Mars is coming up soon. Maybe that's why Elon Musk likes to wait a little bit before he releases some big 4-20 news. Maybe the whole time he's been playing 4D chess. Seems unlikely that he would plan it around that one calendar. Who knows though? I guess it kind of makes some sense maybe. We'll see. I'm still hoping for a big Elon announcement either tomorrow or the day after that. Will it happen? We'll see. I certainly hope so. As we see, so the Bitcoin support though, you can see Bitcoin value transacted around 17 billion. But the average fee is $60. So Bitcoin is well proving it's not nearly as good of a cryptocurrency as Dogecoin. When it comes to store value, Bitcoin is great for that. I like Bitcoin a lot as a store of value. But Dogecoin's pretty dang good as a store of value too. So why in the world would anyone currently be investing more into Bitcoin than Dogecoin? There are people who do that. Personally, you're never going to see me doing that, at least not right now, because Dogecoin looks way higher when it comes to the potential compared to Bitcoin at this current point in time, especially for big percentage gains, as we've also seen. Elon Musk and SpaceX aim to launch an upgrade on the Starship prototype soon. We do know there's a bunch of big upgrades coming. And we're going to see from SN20 all the way until the next rockets that are going to be coming soon. Some massive upgrades, some huge changes. And I think it'll work like a charm. I think very soon here, we're going to see the first successful landing that stays successful and can be used again after that, which is going to be a remarkable achievement in all of space. Hey Matt, I hear Doge should skyrocket after this whale stops selling. What do you think? From Robert. So yes, we have seen a whale selling a million. And of course, that's not a positive thing. It is a negative thing. So to some degree, it will change things slightly, but because it's not like they're selling 1 billion at a time or something like that, which would be a heck of a lot, I don't think it's going to have nearly as big of an impact as people are assuming. I think the reason Dogecoin went down a little bit in the last little bit and didn't go down much, it only went down a tiny bit, is simply because we have seen cryptocurrency as a whole going down a little bit as well. And so Bitcoin going down, Dogecoin feels a little bit of the side effects. That's the main reason. I don't think that whale, and I do know what you're talking about, I don't think that whale is causing most of it, but maybe we'll make a video going into more detail on that and actually trying to see if we can figure out who that whale is, where their wallets are going to, because I followed the rabbit trail on that wallet, and it's very strange, some of the activity that it's going through. So we're definitely going to have to at some point probably talk about that and see what's going to happen there. Oh, someone said, yeah, people are trashing Safemoon a little bit in the comments. Remember, Safemoon just crashed like crazy, and the thing is with Safemoon, I don't even want to kick it while it's down. Right now, Safemoon just crashed a ton. And so at this current point in time, I actually feel a little bit bad because I do know some people in the Dogecoin community own Safemoon. So I feel a little bit bad trashing it. I don't want to do that right now. All I say is, I just hope people are being careful when it comes to that. Maybe it'll go up a little bit more. Maybe it won't. We'll just have to see where it seems like maybe some of the founders could have just sold and then they helped to trigger that big crash that happened. So because of that, I don't want to be trashing it anymore. I hope it stays strong. I hope it goes up a little bit more, simply because now it seems like if the founders are going to be out, it's just the people who are holding the bag. And a lot of you are those people, some of you at least. It's a very small community, a tiny community compared to other communities on the internet. So even though it's tiny, I do know some of you are in that. And so because of that, I'm hoping it goes up a little bit more and so people don't lose their money, because that's not good. We don't want people in this community losing their money. Oh, someone just said some big news there, but that's definitely fake. There's no way that's real. But yeah, I don't want to kick it while it's down right now, because it went down massively. A huge crash for that in a single day. It was down 90% at a point in time. So massive. I think 90% was that right? Maybe 80%. Either 80 or 90%. So it went down like crazy. But yeah, we're not gonna kick it while it's down, because I respect the game too much to do that. I respect the game too much, and I don't want to be doing anything like that right now, but I'm going to go ahead and show you this as well. So we have seen Elon Musk on Twitter recently doing some interesting things. We were hoping for the big tweet on 4-20. Unfortunately, it didn't come. But he has been talking a lot about Tesla and the future of it, leading me to be more and more optimistic in Tesla. I'm going to show a video pretty soon here that actually goes through some big details on what Tesla is working on and if we're going to see some big updates on that soon. But you can see here, he said starting next week, Tesla solar panels and solar roof will only be sold as integrated products with Tesla Powerwall batteries. Solar power will feed exclusively to the Powerwall. Powerwall will interface only between utility meter and house and breaker panel, enabling super simple and seamless install with a whole house backed up during utility dropouts, which is fantastic to see. That's going to be awesome. Tesla right now is working on so many more things than just cars. As this starts to roll, I think it could absolutely take over the entire solar panel industry. We could see some big updates with this happening very soon here. It's exciting to watch that. I cannot wait to see what Elon Musk does with this. And I also said, I left a comment under this. Let's see how many likes we got too. Look at that. We got to 742 likes. I believe one of the top comments under there. Yeah, it's one of the top ones. Slim Jim also had a pretty good one. By the way, Slim Jim is doing right now an NFT for charity sale, which is awesome. They sent me something cool, which is the Slim Jim Dogecoin. I'm going to show that pretty soon here on a video. I'm excited about that. But definitely look out for that. I'm going to work on a mini movie with the Dogecoin Slim Jim as well, which is going to be very exciting and fun. So that's something to be excited about, something to be looking forward to. But here's my comment to that. Tesla solar panels are a perfect power source for Dogecoin mining rigs. I want to be continuing to push how awesome Dogecoin is out there to the world, because a lot of people look at Elon's tweets and read underneath. So the more we're liking stuff like this, the more we're retweeting stuff like this, the more people are going to see Dogecoin and understand how awesome it is. So shout out to anyone who plans to use the mining rig of the Tesla solar panels for power. That's a pretty good idea, right? What would be your best advice when investing more money in Dogecoin? I don't really give financial advice on the channel. You know that by now if you've been subscribed to me for a bit. But if you're new, basically all I'll do, I'll give you the information, I'll tell you the stats and the numbers, and then you can make your own decisions in regards to that. I got into Doge at 30 cents. Do you think I'll see profit? I would say statistically speaking, you have a very, very high chance of seeing profit. I do think Dogecoin is going to go to the moon pretty soon here. As we know, some big catalysts are coming. Some huge things are going to happen into the future. We're part of some of them. We just released some big breaking news that David, the CEO of Pack Protocol, is now going to be running Doge nodes like crazy, which is fantastic for the network. It's going to help Dogecoin a lot to see big companies like that doing it. Someone said, is Shiba Inu legit? Thanks, Matt. No cryptocurrency under the top 100 is legit. But it could have potential. I just don't want to say it's not legit necessarily. I don't think that's the right way to describe it. And not to trash them or anything. There are some good ones down there. But if you're talking about legit, I would say probably the metric for that, if it's in the top 100 with market cap, I would say it's a little bit more legit. The chances of it crashing like crazy, if the founders pull out and something happens, the chances of that go down at the top. It's higher if you go lower, so you're taking a bigger risk, but you also have the potential for that cryptocurrency to become legit. So even if it's not legit yet, it can become legit, and that's why we still talk about some cryptos with small market caps, because they do have some gems up and down the list if you're looking. Someone said, man, some of these chats are great. I love the comment section so much. The comment section is the most underrated part of YouTube. There's no question about that. Someone said Bonfire's mooning pancake swap. Yeah, Bonfire is doing some interesting things, but keep in mind, Bonfire is also a pretty small market cap crypto right now. So don't be going and investing in it thinking it's for sure going to go up. If you do invest in it, I would personally not put too much money in. I don't plan to put any money in right now. Maybe I will one day. We'll see. It's not going to put money in the Bonfire. A lot of people are using the comments to actually get more attention for cryptocurrency. Some people you'll see leaving chats. If you own a small market cap crypto, you think, okay, well look, Matt gets a ton of views on his show. He has 8,000 people watching right now. If I just spend a little bit of money on a chat and then Matt says it out loud, then maybe some of Matt's viewers will go and buy it. So that's why people are doing that. That's why you see people say, oh, Shiba Inu coin or this coin or that coin. It can go up, but just remember, those people are literally paying for a paid sponsorship here on the show, kind of, a little bit. Not really. I mean, mostly I think they're just being nice and giving a chat, but just remember that. So don't necessarily trust anyone if they tell you a crypto is great, unless you know them personally. Matt, if you could get Elon Musk on your channel holding a bag of Dogecoin, it's not impossible. I like that idea. Elon, do you want to come on the show and hold a bag of Dogecoin? A bag of Doge? A bag of Doge? What you going to do with a bag of Doge? You rock, Matt. Thank you so much. I missed from the beginning. Oh, yeah, that's definitely, yeah, we'll talk more about that. But for now, I think we covered all the big stuff. The big news is that the big David announcement coming in. So thank you for sending me that, David. I'm going to be reading some of the chats here. If you just left the chat, I'll still read it and respond in the comment section right now. Anyway, I'm Matt Voss. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.